Well, here's a collection of rusty red stuff. I think we got I think it might be a 1456 over there, a 2+2. Here's a 656 Hydro on the corner, an 806 Wheatland. Here's a 1456 here with a cab. Not sure what this yellow thing is. Another Wheatland in the back there, not sure what. Some letter series tractors. Here's an 806 with a front wheel assist. Everything's kind of in rough condition here. Word on the street is that everything's for sale, but at a ridiculous price, so I guess that's why it's just sitting here getting rained on and slowly rusting away. What is that back there? I think it's a 3388. So that was in serious trouble. Take a lot of time, money, and patience to fix these bad boys back up. So let's kind of take off for the show. Well, I guess I have to be an equal opportunity filmer here and get a little bit of everything. We got the tractor parade going on, so some ladies coming back from the tractor parade. There's a beautiful John Deere 50 and a little guy on the Ford. Well, let's kind of tread on along here. Oh, what do we got here? It's a Buick, and it's an old one. And I wouldn't normally be enamored with something that's green, but I spent a lot of time on an old John Deere 50 that my grandpa had. And this would have been back in, I guess, early and mid-60s. When he'd plant me on that thing, I didn't have the oomph to get the clutch engaged, so he'd throttle her back, get the clutch fully engaged, and he would pop off the back and let me go until I had to stop, and I'd pull the gas all the way back and choke her out. So here we go. Here's a nice Super C. Looks like original, actually. Grandpa and the daughter. There's a nice MD. You don't see many of these. You see a lot of Super MDs or Super MD TAs, but you don't see many just plain OMDs. As I said here, we got the tractor parade kind of winding down. These guys are all coming back from the tractor parade, going back to their parking areas. Little John Deere M is the first one here, and this is a John Deere 430 coming through. Here's a really nice John Deere 720 Standard. $19.58. Right here is an Oliver crawler. Here's a Minneapolis Moline that looks to be very original. Minneapolis Moline is the featured tractor here this year. Not a huge number of them around, but oh, here comes some nice red stuff. Beautiful 966. Just gorgeous. The 50 again. Now he's I don't know if he must have swapped wagons. I think he's probably taking them down to the threshing machine. Yesterday on the threshing machine they had a beautiful, just gorgeous W6 hooked up to it. Well, here comes a little OD green crawler in armor me a tire. I have no idea what it is. Maybe we'll go check it out later. Here comes another John Deere M. Guess those little blonde girls were all shy, don't want to get their pictures taken. Seen a lot of young folks driving these tractors, which is really great. Get the young kids enthused, get the hobby to carry on. Here's a John Deere A. It's 1951. And I can tell you it's a case, and that's about all I can tell you about it. Here comes another case. Chalmers, I think it's a B on iron. With a very vintage wagon, Award's low load, it says, and a very early new idea hay loader. Here's quite a nice WD, not a WD-45. And here's a wide front John Deere 50. Here's a really nice M. Looking real good. Boy, and I have no idea what this thing is. It says it's got North Dakota plates in 1937. Bowden, North Dakota? B-O-W-D-O-N? Okay, Tony Ramos, pay attention. Here's a nice Minneapolis Moline G, and what the attraction is that it's LPG. Machine. Well, let's carry on with our little stroll. A little Minneapolis Moline 112 Hydro. All the major tractor manufacturers had their own version of a garden tractor back in the day. The Massey Ferguson 97, which from what I understand and I've read, and I may well be wrong, it's a Minneapolis Moline with a Massey Ferguson dressing on it. And out of the shadows is coming a Minneapolis Moline, an LPG. It's a G6. Beautiful rig. Got him a disc on the back there as well. Nice stuff. In fact, the disc looks like it's been used recently. Well, I don't know if that's it or what the deal is. Let's kind of cruise on to the other side of the trees. Here comes a big Mini, a G1350. I don't know how well this is going to come out. We're kind of in the shadows here. And I think he's one of the pulling tractors. Boy, it's a brute, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a bruiser. Now watch it see if he spins that flywheel, and we'll see if it'll fire up. Sometimes they don't fire. See what's going on here. A lot of problems. So, looks like that might be the end of the tractor parade. Okay, this lineup here is the real vintage stuff. We're talking oil pulls. A lot of oil pulls here, as a matter of fact. In fact, they could all be oil pulls. This one over here, that gentleman standing on the back, he's trying to get it started. The guy standing on the other side of the tractor, working on a flywheel, just busting his hump and not getting any place fast. So, well, I owe somebody a phone call, so I think I may have to shut down here for a few minutes. Looks like the tractor parade's over. I guess we just kind of caught the latter part of the tractor parade. So anyhow, let me see if I can give Mel a call. Well, it looks like they finally got this oil pull cranked up. Rumley oil pull, LaPorte, Indiana, which is where Red Power Roundup was held here a couple years ago. I think 12 was LaPorte. And they've got her belted up to a sheller, corn sheller. Or maybe it's some kind of grinder. But anyhow, there you go. Yeah, I think maybe they're grinding corn into meal, not just shelling it. As you can see, we have lots of little gas hit and miss engines going here. This is their area. And I see something that's kind of caught my attention. So we're going to go over and have a look at a big UD16 International Diesel. See if I can get close enough to read the sign here. 502 cubic inches, 100 horsepower at 1800 RPM, was used to run a sawmill, planers, irrigation pumps, and rock crushers in the 1950s. International Harvester Company, 180 North Michigan Avenue, the Windy City. Beautiful condition. Haven't seen it run yet. Not sure if I will, but it's nice. Real nice. Real nice. Okay. Here's one of the bigger hit and miss engines we got going today. The Superior Engine Company out of Springfield, Ohio, USA. Love the size of those flywheels. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I think we'll go over and have a look at all that steam going on over there. And here's a big Rumley. Just sitting there. Young guy just got off in it. Young boy. She's got some steam going, but I don't know what they have planned for it. And what do we have over here? 25 horsepower. And I don't know. Looks like another Rumley. There's a variety of things going. I don't know if they're going to ever get it going today, but I'd like to see that big honking flywheel spin up there that they have under the shelter. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Kind of fascinated by the steam stuff. It was before my time, but pretty cool stuff. I missed the startup of it, but this International Diesel is cranking over right now. Making some nice smoke here, driving the EPA people crazy. I love it personally. Quite the machine. That is a big honking 4-cylinder. Well, this gentleman just came over and threw a lever, and I don't know if he started it up on gas and switched it over to diesel. That may be the case, because as we look at it here, the right side muffler has very little coming out of it. Maybe he had 2 cylinders going, and he's got the second set of cylinders warming up now. Quite a beast, though. Quite a beast. I just had a chat here with a gentleman, and this is a 6-cylinder, not a 4-cylinder. And there was a UD 16, 18, and 20. And he what he did is he switched it over from gasoline. It was sputtering away on gasoline to get her warmed up, and he switched over to diesel. And so that's the difference now. So she's just humming right along. Yeah, I misidentified it earlier. I thought it was a 4-cylinder, but it's a 6-cylinder. Pretty cool stuff. Well, here's another LPG, a Mini. Looks to be very original. Got that Armstrong steering going there. Young ladies have to put some shoulder into her. Got a hand clutch. Really nice BG sitting here, right in front of us. Now, what do we got here? A McCormick Deering. A couple of veterans out here for a cruise. Have no idea what, oh, it's a 1020. McCormick Deering 1020, it says on the back fenders. Sounds like we got some sawing going on. I'm going to have to go over there and investigate. What we have here is an Oliver Row Crop 66, and he's belted up to a shingle saw. Well, here comes Big Mini again. Minneapolis Moline G propane. And I think these guys are just out cruising because they've been by half a dozen times. Looks like they got a 6 mile per hour category pulling sticker on it. So that's what they're going to do. Again, she looks like she was before power steering. Sounds good, nice and smooth. Beautiful tractor with those big meaty tires on her. I don't know what year it is, something from the mid-50s maybe. 1953 says on the sticker. Looks like they're getting a little adult supervision there. Got him sitting down in that seat so he doesn't take a tumble off. Anyhow, they're just sitting here profiling for a minute. And off into the shadows they go. Like I say, this is like the 3rd or 4th lap they've been making since I've been here, so having fun. Well, looks like they got a small hit and miss saw attached to this crosscut here. Like so many things, and you compare this vintage of equipment to what they have today, kind of makes you wonder how they ever got anything built in this country. But I'm guessing that it was better than a couple of guys on a crosscut saw. Now we have another one over here. Pretty amazing stuff. Well, I guess we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them set up here. Oh, there's a couple more over on that log. Pretty cool. Well, I just been chatting with these boys here, and this tractor's been in the family since brand new. Northern Idaho tractor. They farmed east of Lewiston, Idaho. So it's the third generation that's owned it apparently here. They said they've spruced it up a little bit, but that's about it. Pretty cool though. Now here comes the boys cruising on their Mini again. They're just making laps. Just making laps. Okay, let's see what do we have over here in 014. And it is doesn't have the year. Oh well. And we looked at some of this stuff yesterday. Getting kind of dusty today. Getting kind of dusty. Well, let's go up and visit the folks in chapter 30, which is a multi-state. Back east they have 2 or 3 chapters in one state. Out here they have 2 or 3 states in one chapter. Oh, here's a gorgeous set of W's, McCormick W's, a W4, a W6, and the W9. You don't appreciate the difference in physical size until you see them parked right next to each other like this. And then you notice a considerable difference in size. Now we looked at some of these tractors yesterday, in fact most of them, but this 666, which is for sale, was not here. So I guess maybe I'll have to kill the camera for a minute and take a couple of still snaps. Well, here comes the log truck in. Keep the boys with the saws busy. And then we'll continue our stroll. Well, I don't know that I'm going to spend much time taking pictures of the other color here, but they have a pretty huge display. They got a permanent model dealership over there. Get my hand out of the doggone loop. There we go. Steady things out. Lots of time, effort, and money put into these though, and they're beautiful examples of green machines. They must have a pretty active John Deere contingent here, considering they're not the chosen tractor. This one, as I've said earlier, Minneapolis Moline. Is the preferred brand here this year. And over here we got a whole sea of orange. So we'll maybe just take a little stroll. Oh, there's a red one. How did he sneak in here? Looks to be like a really nice original 756 with a, I'm guessing it's some kind of a, I don't know. Nah, it can't be a snowblower. Maybe a branch chopping device that you feed limbs and pieces of wood to chew up on. Yeah, looking pretty good here. Here's a Case VAC, and I know even less about these than I do about John Deere, so if I can read it, I'll tell you about it. Here's a Case 500 diesel. And this is a 54 VAC. And here's a 1929 Case L, a 43S. D44S, a DC4. I think of DC, I think of airplanes. Here's a 57 300. So what is this one over here? That's a 57 DC4.
We've been arguing about insurance now for a couple of months now.
So now they make you, it's 20, I don't know, 20 bucks for the year. So it makes you a member of the...
Oh, look at this, 48 case LA. Boy, that's just gorgeous. That's just gorgeous.
No, not that, the Cascade, that's the two-cylinder John Deere club. Yeah, that's the John Deere boys.
No matter what color you favor, you have to appreciate the work and time and effort and whatever that goes into these machines. And here's an Alice with no identification, so I don't know what it is. Here's a 39B and a 51 CA. Here's a WD. It's a 48 model WD, still original. Here's something a D14 saw out on the pulling track the other day. Here's a Alice 210 land handler. A D21 narrow front. I'm guessing that's not stock. 65 D21, it's a puller. So I don't know that they came, I'm pretty confident they did not come with a narrow front end. They all came like this one over here. Turbocharged series, is that a 2 diesel? Yep, series 2 diesel. Really nice. The little blue stickers that you're seeing on these tractors are the registration for pulling. So a lot of these Hurricane Allison, a 190 XT, a puller, WD45 diesel. That's quite a rare tractor. Let's see what year that is. That is a 55, 1955 WD45 diesel Alice Chalmers. Another D21. This is 67 model, and he's got a few extra weights on that. You can see him mounted right in front of the back wheel. An AC 7030. So this would have been, I'm guessing, something from either the late 70s or early 80s. And a 7060 with a cab. Here we have an Alice I-40, which presumably stands for industrial. And that is a 1960, well, it says 1964/65, so maybe they're not real sure, or maybe it was just a tractor that carried on for 2 years. There's a Series 3 D10. So, oh, here's a 7050. Ooh, another big AC 220. Yeah, looked at that 7050 already. And let's see, this is a 1970 220, 135 horse. Okay. Really beautiful WD-45. It's a gas job though, it's not a diesel. And here is a beautiful Series 2 D17 diesel. It's a 1967 model. Here's something really cute, a D21 diesel. A baby D21, as the sign says. Owned by Bob and Linda Vanderplow? If you're not Dutch in this neighborhood, you're not squat. Took a ride with a Troy Dairy this morning for a few hours around the countryside, and every other house was an aunt, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, what have you. Oh, really not another nice, real nice 210 land handler. Well, here's that little B12 that we were looking at earlier. And I don't know what that is. S, Simplicity, maybe? Here's a D17 Orchard. I'm sure those are pretty rare. 1960. Here's a 52 CA. And here's a 55 WD-45 diesel. That must have been towards the end of the WD-45 run diesels. So anyhow, let's kind of work our way around here. Might be time to go have a sarsaparilla and take a break. Case 430. And another, I think, an Alice Chalmers B, yeah. And a Farmall M puller. And a 122 Cub Cadet that looks like he's set up for pulling. They've actually got two tracks here at this park. They got one on this side of the stream, which is over on the other side of the main showgrounds. And that's usually the antiques, slower 3 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour tractors. And then they have over on, it's about a quarter mile over on the other side of that clump of trees is a dedicated track where they have lots of pulling contests over there. So I guess we can get Minneapolis Moline, modern machinery, tractors, power units, farm machinery implements, made in the USA. Here's something I have no idea what it is. It says U.S. Army Air Force on the back. Back before the Air Force became a separate service back in, I want to say 46, 47. Some of my Air Force training letting me down here, that was always a big point. I want to say it was 47 that the Air Force became a separate 4x4 model NTX tractor built for the United States Navy by Minneapolis Moline, restored and owned by Bill and Linda Lamoureux, Lamoureaux. Beautiful condition. See if we can get back here and get a little bit better shot of it. And this says a 1944 Clark Airborne 18 horse. Some kind of little crawler. Kind of interesting. That's the kind of nice thing about this show is you just see a mad variety of stuff, not just tractors. Every year. Oh, got a uni tractor here. Looks like it's probably been restored, but some time ago. Here's a beautiful 1935 Minneapolis Moline. Says Twin MM City. So I guess this must be, I don't know, shortly after the creation of Minneapolis Moline, which was kind of the consolidation of 2 or 3 tractor and equipment manufacturers. Again, a 1935, very nice restoration on that. The threshing demonstration will be at, looks like 2 o'clock. We got a while. Well, here we go. Here's a quality used international truck. See if I can get some information off the plaque here. Not that I'll be able to interpret it. It's a 6-speed spec 1 ton. International Harvester Company. None of the, it's got model numbers, it's got chassis numbers, it's got all kinds of numbers, none of which really means anything to me, I'm afraid. But I'm guessing it's something from the 20s, maybe the early 30s, with a wooden roof. Looks like it may be a restoration in progress. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll try to get a still photo with this. Well, this looks to be a really nice original. I think, I can't remember the other day if I took pictures of it or if I got a little video of it. So, International Harvester Scout Diesel, the daily driver, got current plates on it. That's quite a beast. There's a shot of the interior. I don't know if it'll show up, a lot of shadows here. Got high and low range, manual transmission, optional duct tape on the seats there. Oh, it does have some seat belts in there. So, pretty good. Yeah. Current plates, like I said. Wish it could have got over here a little quicker. The guy was actually driving it around. So maybe I'll go over here playing with one of these big hit and miss engines. One of these jobs over here. I'll maybe go ask him what year it is. I'm guessing it's around a 1980, give or take. Yep, it's a 1980. From what I understand, or what he tells me, he says it's the last year built, 1980. And it's the only year that they did a turbo diesel. So there you go. I think I'll snap a couple of snapshots of her. Well, what this gentleman are looking at is an Atlas Imperial Diesel, manufactured by Atlas Imperial Diesel Engine Company, Oakland, California, 1929. 200 horse, cranks over about 325 RPM, a 10-inch bore, 13-inch stroke, weighs about 24,000 pounds. Rotation full reversing. Fuel consumption under full load, approximately 3 gallons per hour. It was in a tug that ran on the Columbia River from 1929 until 1950, at which time it was sold for scrap. It was saved from the scrappers and set for many years in Woodland, Washington. The engine was donated to the club and brought back to life by John Tucker. Well, let's see if we can sneak in amongst the crowd here and get a little close-up action of it. If we can get out of the shadows. Boy, everything cranks over real slow on this. Pretty cool. I'm counting, it looks like 6 cylinders. Quite a beast. Isn't it? Quite a beast. Let me turn this off here. The Matthew Ferguson 97. Might be heading down to the pulling track. If he makes a left turn, that's where he would be going, I believe. Yep, there he goes. Maybe we'll go down there a little later and have a look. Well, they got this thing cranking over. I can't get too close or I won't be able to get it all in. I don't know if you can make out the machinery up there. Maybe not. Let's see if we can walk around to the other side. Have a look at this bad boy spinning around. There we go. She's not cranking over very many RPMs. Quite a beast. It says Norberg Design and Construction, Norberg Manufacturing, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Pretty cool. Here comes that 190 XT that we saw parked here a little while ago. He's heading down to the track. Got a pulling track. Actually, they've got two here. But they're using the slow motion job, 3 and 6 mile an hour ones today. Well, here we have Pete Dykstra's 1927 Rumley oil pull here. And he's got it belted up to a threshing machine. There's a case. Traction engine. Belted up to a, it's an orange threshing machine over there. I don't know if that means it's an Alice Chalmers or maybe a case. May well be a case. I think they used a lot of orange too. So we'll see what we can see here. Well, they're trying to get this thing belted up. Kind of tough to do. We're in the kicking a little price. Trying to belt up this Rumley to the threshing machine. Takes a while to get them lined up sometimes. Going forward a hair and getting over. Maybe we'll go over and have a look at the Rumley over there. That seems to be coming along pretty good. His belt's moving. These guys are having some aggravation here. Well, they think they got her lined up correctly. So I suppose they'll block the wheels. Yeah, there we go. Lady back there blocking the wheels. And they'll, there you go. Starting to spin that belt. Hopefully they got her lined up, or I think it'll pop off there in a New York minute. Well, it does the great Minneapolis line on that threshing machine there. And the guys doing all the hard stuff are setting up on top of the wagon there, pitching bundles of wheat into the threshing machine. And there's a conveyor that feeds it in. And you can see the spout over on the other side going into a cart, two-wheel cart over there, and that's what's left. Bedding. And I see they got the second one doing some chopping as well. They're having at it. Maybe we'll go around the other side and see if we can get a little bit better picture of what's going on. So we got a Rumley, a case, and you can't see over on the other side is another case. We've got an Oliver 60 industrial sitting there, pulling that wagon load of wheat. And you can see those guys operating, throwing the bundles into a conveyor that goes up, and then it goes through the threshing machine. And I'm about to lose my power, so I'm going to have to cruise back to the Jeep and get my combat spare battery. I guess I should have brought it with me. Anyhow, I guess we'll just sit here and watch until she goes dead. Well, we got another battery in here. Not the optimal angle to the sun, but it's not too bad. Yes, we're at the, oh, no problem, no problem. We're at the Puget Sound Antique Tractor and Machine Association show. It's the 1st of August, 2014. Pretty good crowd. And obviously we have a threshing demonstration going on here. We have 2 case threshing machines and says great Minneapolis line, the only marking on that far one over there, the 3rd one over. We got a Rumley, a JI case, and another oil pull over on the far side. 3 machines going at the same time. Moved in a little bit closer here, and that's got to be no fun up on that wagon, pitching those bundles onto the conveyor belt. You can see on this first one here, there's a chain track would be pulling the bundles up into the machine itself. I'm perspiring pretty good right here, and I'm just standing here running my mouth. Kind of cool though. But I guess I can understand when my grandmother used to say cooking for thrashers, because it took a lot of manpower, and I'm sure they were pretty hearty eaters. A really nice Oliver Super 99. The GM diesel. Sneaking up on us. Okay, here we go. 730 diesel standard. Bit of a brute in its day. Well, it looks like we got some vintage trucks over here. Ford, an International, a very early K-Whopper, a Ford, a Dodge, a Mack, another Mack, a Ford C-Series, a Peterbilt, another K-Whopper. Not for hire over there in the corner. Really tricked out K-Whopper. See a couple of, 3 vintage IH trucks here. We just, oh, this is a different one than the one that was up on top that we were looking at. This is a 1933 International grain truck. A model B3, a ton and a half. I don't know if this is coming out on the video or not. Chuck and Al Postma found this truck in the Peterson Ranch in Cutbank, Montana. They bought it and hauled it to Lynden, Washington. John purchased this truck in the mid-80s from the Postma brothers, who were collectors in the Lynden, Washington area. John got it running and replaced the fabric in the top of the cab. Other than that, it is complete as you see it. The wood frame cab and grain box are also built by International. There are serial number tags that show that. We enjoy its rustic appearance and we hope you do also. Yep. Yep, pretty cool. Pretty cool. That was it in 1933. And here we have just gorgeous. And I don't see any signage, although there is a book over there. This is just a gorgeous. It is an R160. International R160. Yeah, it's a beauty. Very well done. Very well done. And another L60 over here. That looks like maybe slightly earlier. So we've got two L60s. I'm thinking early 50s and mid 50 trucks. We got a book here. Maybe I'll do a little reading. Tells all about it, hopefully. Well, here's the first pull of the third day of the Puget Sound Antique Tractor and Machinery Association tractor pull. First puller, you get a chance to do a replay. He broke the speed limit. He's slowing down. Here comes the farm all, pulling in the, I think, 6 mile an hour. The farm all 460 diesel. 6,500 pounds, 6 mile an hour class. But no cigars, I think. quite a collection of tractors here. The only problem is they're all mostly 3-mile-an-hour tractor class. So nothing too exciting. We're not going to see a cloud of smoke and a hearty high old silver here. Some of the tractors are 6-mile-an-hour. That's as fast as what it's going to get here. So I think they could use a little water on the track.